A single encounter can change everything. But when the woman Ty met vanishes without a trace, Nathan finds himself on an endless search, pushed by worry, driven by hope, and haunted by the mystery that refuses to let go. The screen opens with a slow pan over the rolling fields of Heartland, golden sunlight streaking through the morning mist. A soft wind blows across the paddocks, carrying the faint sound of hooves. Nathan rides across the open land, his face tense, jaw tight, eyes scanning every tree line, every shadow, as if the very earth might hide a clue. The camera follows from behind, keeping him faceless, emphasizing his determination and isolation. Voiceover begins. Nathan has never stopped searching. Yet ever since Ty mentioned the woman, he can't shake the feeling that finding her could change everything. Cut to Ty standing alone by the fence, arms crossed, staring into the distance. The camera captures only his silhouette from the back. His hands fidget, gripping the wooden rail, a subtle sign of the anxiety he refuses to voice. The wind lifts, a strand of hair across his face, and he looks down at the ground, as if replaying the moment with the woman over and over. The screen briefly flashes fragments of the memory, a blurred figure, laughing, sunlight catching her hair, and Ty's conflicted expression, but never fully reveals her, keeping the mystery alive. The voiceover continues. Ty can't forget her. There's something about that moment, something about her presence that lingers, haunting him in ways he can't explain. The scene shifts rapidly between Nathan and Ty. Nathan is shown checking a notebook filled with scribbled names and addresses, flipping pages desperately. He pauses at one, fingers hovering over a location, and his eyes widen with both hope and fear. The camera lingers on his hands, shaking slightly, a small but powerful sign of the pressure he feels. Cut to a shot of Nathan walking through the village streets, asking locals with anxious expressions, his voice a quiet murmur as he inquires about anyone matching the woman's description. Each response is met with a shake of the head, a sigh, or a puzzled look, reinforcing his frustration and mounting worry. Quick montage, Nathan riding faster, scanning the horizon. Ty staring at an old photograph, his finger tracing the outline of a familiar face, the wind rustling through the trees, carrying a sense of suspense. Dramatic music swells, punctuated with subtle sound effects, the clop of hooves, the distant bark of a dog, the soft creak of fence gates. The tension builds as if the landscape itself is holding secrets just out of reach. The section closes with Nathan pausing at the edge of a wide field. Sunset painting the sky in fiery oranges and purples. He breathes deeply, his silhouette framed against the glowing horizon as the voiceover whispers, he doesn't know where to look next. Every lead feels like a shadow. But he can't stop. He won't stop. Because finding her might be the key to everything Ty's been holding inside. The screen fades to black for a brief moment, leaving the audience with a pulse of suspense, a question in their minds. Who is this woman, and why does Nathan's search feel so urgent? Nathan can't shake the image of the woman from his mind. Every horse ride, every conversation, every quiet moment seems to pull him back to the question, who is she? The camera follows him through the barn, light filtering through dusty windows, illuminating his determined face in stark shadows. He flips through Ty's old journal, pausing on a line that mentions the woman. His hands tighten around the pages, knuckles white, a subtle sign of the tension building inside him. Voiceover. Some searches start as curiosity. Nathan's has become something else, an obsession that won't let him rest, that won't let him stop until he finds her. Cut to Nathan walking through the village streets, eyes scanning faces with quiet intensity. Every stranger seems to carry the possibility of answers, and every "I haven't seen her" fuels his frustration. A close-up shows him hesitating. At a corner, as if debating which path might finally lead him to the truth, shadowed shots of him slipping into cafes, asking discreet questions, flipping over newspapers, and tracing names in phone books, emphasize the lengths he's willing to go. The camera never shows the faces of the people he questions, keeping the focus on Nathan's relentless determination. Meanwhile, Ty is shown in fragmented, faceless shots standing near the barn, holding a locket or small keepsake, staring at it as if it might speak to him. His emotions are raw, but unspoken. Curiosity, fear, and longing mixed into a single tense energy. Voiceover cuts back to Nathan. He's not just searching for a name or a face. He's searching for answers, for closure, for a piece of Ty's world he can't ignore. Nathan's nights are restless. Faceless shots of him sitting by the fireplace, horse tack in hand, planning his next move, highlight the obsession taking over his life. He studies maps, scribbles notes on scraps of paper, and paces the floors of the barn, the camera catching every shadowed movement.
Oh.
Dramatic music rises as he pauses at a photograph pinned to the wall, a blurred image of the woman Ty met. Breath catches. The camera lingers on his hand, hovering over the picture, the tension almost unbearable. Quick montages emphasize his obsession. Nathan riding faster than ever, scanning the horizon. Walking down empty roads, the sun setting behind. Him, Ty's silhouette by the fence, mirrored by Nathan's shadowed figure moving in the opposite direction. The voiceover whispers. The more he searches, the more impossible it seems. Yet Nathan can't stop. He has to find her. It's not for himself, but for Ty, and for the truth that could change everything. The section closes with Nathan stopping. At the edge of a quiet field at dusk, the wind carries whispers of possibility, leaves rustling like secrets in the night. He breathes heavily, eyes narrowed, as the camera pulls back to show him alone, small against the sprawling landscape. The music swells, leaving viewers with the lingering tension of a man consumed by a search with no clear end, yet every heartbeat, every step, carries him closer to the mystery that refuses to stay hidden. Section 2 is complete, deepening Nathan's obsession and maintaining a faceless, dramatic tone. The wind whispers through the trees, carrying the faint scent of hay and wildflowers across Heartland. Ty stands at the edge of the pasture, shoulders tense, hands gripping the fence as if it could anchor him to reality. His mind drifts back to the woman he met, her smile, her laugh, the way the sunlight caught her hair, and he feels a pang. He doesn't fully understand. The camera captures only his silhouette against the fading light, keeping his emotions raw but faceless. Voiceover. There are moments that change us, moments that linger longer than we expect. Ty can't shake her from his thoughts. Not now. Not ever. He walks slowly along the field, boots crunching on gravel, eyes scanning the horizon, as if she might suddenly appear among the trees. Every shadow sparks a flicker of hope. Every passing stranger makes his heart race. The camera cuts to close-ups of his hands fidgeting with a small keepsake she left behind, a scarf, a note, or a trinket, something tangible that ties him to the fleeting moment they shared. Voiceover. Curiosity, fear, and something deeper. Ty doesn't know what he feels. All he knows is that she matters, in a way that shakes the world he thought he understood. Faceless shots shift to Ty sitting alone by the barn. The last rays of sun filtering through the windows, casting long, dramatic shadows across his figure. He flips through a notebook or photo album, tracing lines and faces without fully connecting the dots. His chest tightens with every thought, and a subtle sigh escapes, part longing, part frustration. The camera pans to a reflection in the glass, a blurred image of Ty staring at his own reflection, haunted by the unanswered questions she left behind. Quick flashes, Ty walking past familiar paths, glancing over his shoulder. His fingers brushing the wooden fence as he pauses, lost in thought. The distant sound of hooves that could be Nathan's, reminding him that the search is not just his own. Voiceover. He wants answers. But is he ready for what they might bring? Some truths are harder than silence, and some choices weigh heavier than fear. The tension builds as Ty returns to the field where they first met. The camera lingers on the empty space between the trees, blurred and shadowed. Every movement of the wind, every rustle of leaves, seems to echo the presence of the woman who has unsettled his heart. He bends down, picks up a fallen leaf, and holds it tightly, as if hoping it carries a message. His silhouette shivers in the fading light, a visual metaphor for the storm of emotions within him. As night falls, Ty sits on the barn steps, the world around him quiet, except for the distant whisper of the wind. He closes his eyes briefly, a single tear tracing his cheek, unseen by the camera, but implied by his body language. Voiceover. Ty is torn between the life he knows and the life that beckons him, carried by a woman he barely knows but can't forget. Every heartbeat pulls him closer, yet fear keeps him frozen. The section closes with a long shot of Ty framed by the darkening fields, small and solitary as the first stars begin to appear. The camera slowly zooms out, leaving viewers with a palpable sense of longing, suspense, and the unspoken question, will Ty's curiosity lead him to answer Zor heartache? Nathan's boots kick up dust as he paces the empty streets of the village. The late afternoon sun, casting long shadows across the ground. Every corner, every alleyway feels like it might hold a clue, but every glance at the faces around him reminds him of the same harsh truth. She is nowhere to be found. Faceless shots show Nathan stopping to ask locals, leaning close in hushed tones, only to be met with puzzled shakes of the head or sympathetic shrugs. Voiceover. No matter how far he searches, no matter how many leads he follows, the woman remains a ghost. A mystery that refuses to be caught. The camera shifts to Nathan riding through the countryside, eyes scanning the horizon with mounting desperation. Every familiar tree line, every bend in the road, brings a flicker of hope and disappointment. Quick cuts, Nathan checking the town bulletin, flipping through papers and cafes, even searching horse shows and stables, all dead ends. Each failure tightens the knot in his chest, the music swelling to reflect the frustration gnawing at him. Faceless angles show him leaning against a fence, shoulders slumped, fists gripping the wood in silent anguish. Night falls, and the barn is empty except for Nathan and the flickering light of a single lantern. He spreads out maps and notes across the floor, drawing lines between places he's visited, scribbling names, dates, and potential sightings. The camera pans over his hands, tracing the frantic movements of a man consumed by a mission. Voiceover. Every path he takes leads him further into uncertainty. Every clue that once held promise now fades into nothingness, leaving only questions he can't answer. Montage. Nathan riding through misty fields at dawn, scanning distant woods, questioning a farmer who shrugs, shaking his head, pausing to stare at a blurred photograph of the woman, his hand hovering over it, trembling. Even as exhaustion threatens to claim him, Nathan's resolve refuses to waver. The camera captures the sweat on his brow, the tension in his jaw, the determination that drives him onward. Cut to Ty briefly, watching from a distance as Nathan searches. Faceless shots of Ty leaning against the fence, silhouetted by the rising sun, show concern and silent support. The voiceover ties the two storylines together. Nathan's search is more than curiosity. It's worry, loyalty, and a promise to uncover what Ty cannot. Yet with every failure, the weight of the unknown grows heavier. The tension escalates as Nathan stands at the edge of a dense forest, the sun dipping behind the hills. The shadows lengthen, and the wind carries whispers of uncertainty. He grips the reins tightly, eyes narrowed, scanning every corner of the forest edge for a sign, anything that might lead him closer. Faceless shots show his breath clouding in the cool air. Every sound magnified, every movement deliberate. The section closes with Nathan kneeling at the side of a dirt road, head in, his hands surrounded by emptiness. The camera slowly zooms out to reveal the vastness of the landscape, emphasizing how small and powerless he feels against the mystery that eludes him. Voiceover. For all his effort, the search feels endless, yet Nathan cannot give up. Somewhere just out of reach, the answers wait, and he will find them no matter what it takes. Nathan's relentless search seems endless, yet fate has a way of tipping the balance at the most unexpected moment. The scene opens with him entering the village cafe just as the morning mist begins to lift, sunlight streaking through dusty windows. Faceless shots show Nathan pausing mid-step, noticing something, a small scrap of paper left on a table, familiar handwriting he doesn't fully recognize. His eyes narrow, fingers trembling as he picks it up, and the camera lingers on the subtle tension in his posture. Voiceover. After days of dead ends, a single clue appears. Small, fragile, almost hidden. To Nathan, it feels like a lifeline. Quick montage. Nathan tracing the note's origin, showing faceless interactions with the locals who may have seen someone matching the woman's description. Each new detail sparks hope, yet the clues remain tantalizingly vague. A whispered comment from an elderly farmer, a glance from a shopkeeper who seems to know more than they say. Its fragment pulls Nathan deeper into the hunt. The camera focuses on Nathan's intense gaze, the slight furrow of his brow, and the way he clutches the note as if it could lead him straight to the answers he sought for so long. Cut to Nathan riding through the open fields. Faster than before, the wind whips around him, carrying both tension and anticipation. Faceless shots show him pausing at familiar landmarks: the old barn, the creek where Ty first mentioned the woman, the edge of the forest, each location echoing memories and possibilities. The music swells, emphasizing the mix of urgency and excitement that courses through him. Voiceover. Every instinct tells him this lead is different. Every fiber of his being screams that he is finally closer. But closer can also mean more danger. Meanwhile, Ty is shown in fleeting, shadowed glimpses, watching Nathan with quiet concern from a distance. His body language is tense, hands gripping the fence rail, shoulders hunched. He senses that something significant is about to happen, but he doesn't yet know what. Faceless close-ups of Ty's eyes reveal worry and anticipation. Voiceover. Ty can feel it too. The world shifts when secrets are on the verge of being revealed, and sometimes the journey is harder than the discovery itself. Back with Nathan, a sudden realization hits. A symbol on the note matches a location he has passed countless times: a secluded cabin at the edge of the woods, half hidden by trees and shadows. Faceless shots show him slowing his horse, scanning the surroundings with caution. Every leaf, every shadow seems alive, carrying whispers of the unknown. The tension is palpable, heightened by close-ups of Nathan's hands tightening around the reins. His jaw set, breath shallow. The section closes with Nathan approaching the cabin as the sun dips low, casting long, dramatic shadows across the clearing. A soft breeze stirs the trees. The camera catches only the silhouette of someone moving. Inside, blurred, faceless, but undeniably human. Voiceover. After so many dead ends, one lead has finally broken through. But the question remains: will it bring answers or only more mysteries? Nathan slows his horse as he nears the secluded cabin, the trees casting long, twisting shadows across the path. The world seems to hold its breath, every creak of a branch, every rustle of leaves. Amplified in the quiet evening, faceless shots emphasize the tension. Nathan's hands grip the reins tightly, shoulders stiff, and his breath clouds in the cool air. Voiceover. After days of searching, every step brings him closer. But some truths are harder to face than the search itself. Inside the cabin, faint movement stirs. A blurred figure crosses the window, just enough to suggest the woman's presence without revealing her fully. Nathan dismounts, eyes scanning the shadows, every muscle in his body alert. The camera focuses on his boots crunching on the gravel, the subtle tremor in his hands, the rapid heartbeat that seems to echo in the silence. Each step toward the cabin is heavy with anticipation and dread. Cut to Ty, watching from a distance, silhouetted against the darkening sky. His hands press against the fence, knuckles white, his body tense with unspoken worry. Voiceover. Ty doesn't know what awaits Nathan inside, but he feels it. The storm of emotion that comes with facing a truth long hidden is about to break. Nathan reaches the cabin door. Faceless shots show his hand hovering over the handle, a moment frozen in time as the wind rustles the leaves behind him. He exhales, a mixture of fear and determination, and slowly turns the knob. The camera cuts inside to blurred glimpses. Shadows shift across the walls, the flicker of candlelight, the faint outline of someone standing in the corner. Every detail suggests presence, yet the identity remains hidden, keeping the mystery alive. Suddenly, a sound soft, deliberate, catches Nathan off guard. He freezes, eyes narrowing, every nerve alert. The camera alternates between his tense silhouette and the flickering shadows inside, creating a sense of imminent confrontation. Voiceover. The answers he's chased for so long are just within reach. But some truths come with a price, and some encounters can change everything. Faceless shots heighten the suspense. Nathan stepping forward cautiously, the cabin floor creaking beneath him, the shadowed figure moving slightly, unseen but undeniably close. Ty's silhouette watching silently from afar, a mix of fear and anticipation in his posture. Music swells, a tense, almost electric rhythm that mirrors the pounding in Nathan's chest. The section closes with Nathan reaching out toward the blurred figure as the screen cuts to black. A single whispered line in voiceover echoes, "Will finding her bring answers? Or shatter everything?" The suspense lingers, leaving viewers on the edge, desperate to see what happens next. Section 6 is complete, heightening tension and creating a cliffhanger that hooks the audience for the final reveal. The cabin door remains slightly ajar, shadows stretching across the floor as Nathan stands frozen, hand outstretched toward the blurred figure inside. The tension is almost unbearable. Wind whistles softly through the trees, carrying the promise of revelation and the threat of unknown consequences. Faceless shots capture Nathan's silhouette against the dim light, his body taut with anticipation, every breath measured, every movement deliberate. Voiceover, the search has brought him here, to the edge of discovery, to the moment where questions meet answers. But some truths are never simple, and some meetings change everything. Cut to Ty, standing on a distant hill, the fading sun casting his figure in stark contrast against the horizon. 8 faceless angles show him gripping the fence rail, leaning forward slightly, as if drawn toward the same mystery Nathan chases. Voiceover ties their journeys together. Ty feels it tooth a pull of the unknown, the weight of what is about to be revealed. Sometimes, the path to the truth is harder than the truth itself. A series of quick, faceless cuts heighten suspense. Nathan stepping closer to the cabin, the blurred figure inside barely moving, the shadows of trees dancing on the walls. Ty watching from afar, anxiety coiling in every movement. The music rises, pulsing with tension, echoing the rhythm of viewers' hearts as the climax hangs just out of reach. The camera lingers on Nathan's hand, touching the doorframe, fingers brushing the edge of the blurred figure's presence. Moment stretches, a heartbeat suspended in time. Voiceover whispers, will this moment answer the questions that have haunted them? Will it only uncover more mysteries, leaving them chasing shadows once again? Cut to a wide shot of the cabin, the surrounding fields, and the empty horizon. The world feels vast, filled with possibilities and secrets waiting to be revealed. The screen fades gradually to black, leaving only a single line of text. The search isn't over. Episode 54 continues the story. Dramatic music lingers a beat longer, then cuts, leaving viewers on edge, desperate for the next chapter. Finally, a subtle call to action appears on the screen. Follow the journey. Witness the mystery. Don't miss the next episode. Faceless visuals of the landscape, the barn, and empty paddocks reinforce the sense that the story is alive, waiting, and far from finished. Out. The outro leaves viewers with lingering tension, curiosity, and the emotional weight of Nathan and Ty's intertwined quests.